Welcome to a Pokemon Unite showcase on Charizard. Charizard is a short-ranged physical attacker and has some great long-range options. He's an all-arounder, so his stats are more well-rounded, allowing him to be fairly good at most things, and will mostly be going to the jungle, but can also go to any lane to harass the enemies and deal heavy, quick damage to win shorter teamfights. The passive ability is Blaze, which will increase your auto-attack critical hit rate by 20% while at half HP or less. His basic attack starts as a close-range channeling of fire, dealing damage 4 times. Each of those 4 hits have a chance to crit. If the target is burned, your auto attacks will deal a lot more damage, but those hits cannot crit. Your auto attacks gain increased range with each evolution till it's more of a mid-range auto attack. At level 1, you can start off with either Flame Burst or Fire Spin. Flame Burst hits and burns an enemy from mid-range. It explodes on hits and damages and burns other enemies close by. You'll also gain 20% movement speed for 3 seconds. Fire Spin is a mid-ranged projectile that will set an area to flames, dealing damage over time and slowing enemies for 25%. At level 5, you can upgrade Flame Burst to Flamethrower or choose Fire Punch instead. Flamethrower is a bigger blast that damages and burns all enemies in line. You also gain 40% extra movement speed for 4 seconds if it hits. Fire Punch lets you dash forward for a punch to really damage and burn a single opponent. At level 7, you can upgrade Fire Spin to Fire Blast or choose Flare Blitz instead. Fire Blast is a mid-range projectile that now can be shot while moving and will set an area to flames, dealing damage over time and slowing enemies for 35%. Flare Blitz has you charging forward. On hit, you'll damage and knock back the enemy while also gaining a shield that lets you block a bit of damage. At level 9, Charizard learns his Unite move Seismic Slam. He'll grab an opponent at close range and slam them down to the ground, damaging the enemy and anyone nearby. You'll deal additional damage based on their max HP, and after the slam, you'll be able to fly around any obstacle for 7.5 seconds. And during that time, you can't use any moves, and have to rely only on raw auto attacks. However, during those 7.5 seconds, your auto attacks will apply a burn, and you'll also heal equal to 80% of the damage you deal from auto attacking. Charizard will be the strongest during the mid-game once he gets his Unite move. He can harass lanes well, he will be great at assisting in kills, he can initiate fairly decently with his Unite move, but will be at his strongest as a follow-up to an initiation, as he'll be able to go full nuke on the team. Typically, he will really shine at shorter team fights, or if the enemy team has blown all of their resources, because of how reliant he'll be on his Unite move, meaning he'll perform much worse the longer the team fights are. Charizard will usually go for Flamethrower and Flame Blast to deal damage from a distance. It also allows him to be more mobile because of Flamethrower's 40% speed increase, which helps kiting the enemy. If for whatever reason you want to be melee instead, then you'll go Fire Punch and Flare Blitz, in which case it'll usually be better if you go for the enemy team back lane to kill weaker targets or enemies out of position. Most of the time, Flamethrower and Flame Blast will be recommended, however. His second weakness, except for performing worse during longer teamfights, is that his Unite move can be outplayed by moves that make you unstoppable or invisible, completely ignoring the damage and resetting the Unite move to 90% cooldown, which means you might have to wait roughly 12 seconds till it's ready again. Even the battle item Full Heal lets you be unstoppable for 2.5 seconds. They will however have to predict when Charizard will use his Unite move and activate it before he grabs you. Having Flare Blitz instead of Fire Blast might allow you to get into close range, which scares the opponent into sometimes preemptively wasting their unstoppable buff. For items, you'll mostly want to go with Muscle Band and Attack Weight to boost your auto attack damage, and Scope Lens to boost your critical hit rate on auto attacks. For the battle item, you'll want Extra Attack. For emblems, you'll want to focus on maxing out White, which is HP, and Brown, which is Attack. Keep in mind that this is just a basic showcase, as with the nature of MOBAs, patches will be rebalancing and changing a few things on abilities, moves, items, or even the stage. You can also check out the website unitedb.com or the MathCore Discord for the current best builds on each Pokemon in Unite as the meta develops. There is even an emblem builder on unitedb.com. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed these videos and find them helpful, then please consider helping me out on Patreon.